Kei te pai, Joanna. Thank you for chickening in. I've just spent nearly 3 minutes talking to myself. Okay. Hopefully that's better. So, my thank you for joining us and joining in tonight. Thank you, Joanna, for letting me know I'd still had my microphone muted. Didn't check the button was pushed properly. So sorry I haven't been here for a few weeks. As you might know, this is just something I do as an extra. It's not part of my job or anything I'm supposed to do, but because we've had requests earlier in the year and even last year for this to start back up, we decided to, some of the support staff that support me decided to, decided to start it up again. But obviously it takes time away from whānau to do this, and so last few weeks whānau needed me, so they came first. We're also getting to the end of the year, and so we're looking at wrapping up for the year and trying to figure out where to from here. Do we carry it on next year? What that going to look like and all that kind of stuff to get the maximum kind of value to all of you. So that's where we're at. Next week, I am actually officially on leave. I may go live, but it won't be at in the evening. But I've taken leave so I can actually do my whānau, our business, our website, so we can actually sell stuff through the website. At the moment, our website is with Google Sites. You may have seen I did a session covering Google Sites, and then I showed that our business is on there. So as an example of some of the things that you can do. So we're actually going through and I'll be building the website over a week. So I will take some video of that, and I may go live if there's something interesting to see that I can show you that might be of benefit, especially to any of our toy whānau who are looking at selling their stuff online and want to have their own space, our business whānau, just to give you some ideas or things to think about as I learn. So, one job, Kane. Yeah, thanks, Cheryl. No, I've had a technical number of technical failures this evening. My little box that lets me switch I can't even get it. Lets me switch to different cameras. Isn't working, and so I'm all doing it with my mouse and pointing to things, and hopefully I don't muck it all up and leave you on the wrong screen while I'm talking about something. But let's get into our kaupapa for tonight, which is Adobe Express. Now, for me, there's one really big tool that a lot of people use for free for doing graphics and videos and stuff, and that's Canva. Adobe Express used to be called Adobe Spark. We used to use it a lot because it was really good. And then they tried to become like Canva, and they've gotten really complex and I think a little bit messy. And so you got to know your way around a bit. But one of the really cool features that it does is the websites. And so we're going to look at Adobe Express, making websites for visual diaries, for portfolios, for a pitch, for things like if you're doing a business pitch, for even a presentation, for doing whānau kind of stories that you can share with your whānau. So we'll have a look at that. I've just downloaded a whole bunch of pictures that I'm going to use. So I've got a bit of content, and it's not going to mean anything, but it's just to show you how to actually get in, how to set up a page, add the content, theme it, and then share it with whoever you want. So feel free to ask questions in the chat. Kia ora also Paula, Danielle, Julia, and Cheryl, and of course Joanna. Thanks for once again for letting me know my sound was off. Now that one. Okay, right. So I am going to come to express.adobe.com. That's the wrong one. Or just Google Adobe Express. Now, it is a paid program and there is a free tier. And using the free tier, they're going to want you to pay for it all the time as well. So I'm just going to come here. I'm logged into Google as tutorial tool, so I'm just going to continue with Google. I never recommend using Facebook to log into anything. Especially with the number of times people have lost their Facebook accounts or it's been hacked and stuff. So either create your own, use your own email address, or Google or Apple, your Apple ID. Okay, yes, I have to agree to that. Now, once again, because I'm on a free tier, everything that you can do with a free tier, like you'll see in this. Adobe Express wants to show notifications. Block. I do not want notifications. Okay, what brings you to school? Now, if you're a kaiako in Aotearoa, I think you can get Canva for free as a kaiako for your whole school. And I think there's also an option to get Adobe Express. Okay. I don't care about that. So they're going to ask me to upgrade and stuff all the time. Okay. So you just have to kind of ignore that upgrade option. You can do everything in Adobe Express with the free tier that you can do with the paid tier. What you don't have access to is templates, certain graphics and stuff like that. So, but yeah, everything else is fine. And if we see a little crown here, that's a premium, either a premium template or a premium graphic that we don't have access to. Okay. But this is the interface. So start a new design, upload, we can edit photos, does some really cool things to take out backgrounds of photos. So it's a really cool tool. And you can get this tool on your Android or Apple device. Generate with AI. I haven't tried it in a while because it was a bit crap for a long time. But I guess the positive stuff about the AI was that it was trained by It's only used things that people have uploaded to the Adobe kind of marketplace to train its AI. So it hasn't been trained on stolen content. Okay. But down the left-hand side, I've got this plus, and then I can choose a whole bunch of things. Okay. So Adobe Express allows us to create graphics, videos, different kinds of documents, and web pages. So I want web page, and I've got different kind of things I can start with, or I can just browse templates, or let's just go browse templates. There's somewhere I should be able to create from scratch. So browsing a template is cool because you can just go and change things. It shows you, like it creates a style for you anyway. But I'm just going to create it from scratch. Okay. Now, because we're working online, we're all working in the web browser. It's saving as we go. We don't have to come along and save. But what we can do is up the top is we can come in and give it a name. My visual diary. Okay. And then the first thing that we do after we've actually named it is we can add a title and a picture in the background. So I'll put in my title, visual diary. And I just put mine. Oh God, Grammarly, you can go away, I think. How do I turn it off? I'll just remove it. Sorry about that. I'm just getting sick of Grammarly's little pop-ups. Okay. Now we get to choose a photo. Okay. I'm going to click on photo, and I can choose photos from here. So I can search for photos. Once again, any photos that have got the little icon of a crown on it, I can't use because they're paid photos, or if they do put it in, they'll put in a watermark. Kia ora, Lisa, thanks for chickening in. Okay, or I can upload from my device. So I'm going to click upload from my device, and I've downloaded a bunch of pictures. So I'm going to start with that. Let's choose that picture. And this is cool because this has got a keriru, but it's chopped its head off. Okay. So I can click here in a blank space for the picture. Okay. And then I can choose a focal point. And this is a common tool right throughout. And then I can drag to make sure that the focal point is on the keriru. Okay. Save. And now the keriru is going to be centered. I can grab my text and I can drag it left, or right. It's not like Word or anything where or PowerPoint where I've got fine control. I can just drag left or right or the middle. Okay? And it's going to align for me. I'm also, at this stage, I'm not going to worry at all about fonts or colors or styles. Okay? I'm just going to worry about my content. Now I use my mouse button, the scroll wheel, to scroll down, and I'm coming down my site. Okay? And here is my first thing. There's a little button with a plus in it. So that's adding content. So I can add a photo, I can add text, I can add a button, a GIF. Okay. I just search for the GIF here, cancel. I can add a video. A photo grid is like a number of photos in a gallery, a glide show, split layout, and your stuff. Your stuff is just stuff that's in Adobe Express already. So if you've already created content like graphics and that, you can bring it straight in from your Adobe Express account into your page. Okay. But I'm just going to start with some text. So I'll click on text. I'm going to use this Māori lorem ipsum just to do placeholder text. And one of the reasons I'm doing this is because I want to show you macrons and how this handles macrons. and you don't need to see me typing. Okay, I'm going to come here. I'm just going to add some more text. This is my visual diary. Have fun. Okay, so with text, if I click on it, I get this bar coming up and I've got a number of options. Heading 1, heading 2, a block quote, bullet points, numbered lists. I can bold it. So if I take that off and highlight, I can bold. Obviously, make things italic, and I can turn text into a link. So if I could click on link, I can put a link into something, or I can also align left, center, or right. Okay. You notice there's no option for color or font style. Okay. Kia ora, Mike. So here we go. I've added some text. Okay. What now? Let's add a button. So a button is just a link to something. Okay. And I'm going to put a link into this lorem ipsum generator. So I'll put the link and give the button a name here. And then I can center it right or left. Once again, I've got no style controls, and that's on purpose. And for me, I think at this stage, it's a good thing. Okay. We do notice with the style that the vowels with the macrons look a bit funky. And so that's going to be important. And it's for this reason why I recommend doing all of the content first. And that's so you can see what changes when you actually do go to themes, what those changes are going to do to all your content, not just some of it. Okay. Let's now add a photo. Okay. Once again, I can choose from photos. I can search photos. I don't really want to search this, and I wouldn't ever put Māori photos that I haven't taken myself, or I don't know where they're from, but we can. Once again, I'm going to upload from device, and I am going to put in this Ko-Fi picture, just so we can see what we can do with the photo. So with the photo, we've got options. This is inline, so it's going to be in line with our text. We can do full screen. Okay, so here's me scrolling around up and down. When I do that, I've got an option to put a caption. Okay. Or a window. This is a really cool one. Once again, we get a caption. The photo stays still, but the scrolling goes around it. It's a really cool thing. If I add some text underneath, let's get some more of this text. And paste that in. Okay. We get to see what that kind of windowed photo looks like. Really cool way to break up sections. Or a full width, a little bit like the full screen. Okay. And then I can replace the picture, I can delete it, or I can move it up and down. That means put it above or below this text, or move it up above this text. So change the order of things on the actual page. I'm going to come to window because I like that look. Now let's add in a photo grid. So here we want to upload a number of photos. So I'm going to hold my control button down and let's take the wetter out and open, and it's going to organize the photos for me. So this is a photo grid, okay, and let's save that. Here I can click on edit grid if I want, and I can actually drag the photos around, or let's move that way. That one I want bigger, so let's make it a larger photo. Not that large. Maybe I'll move that way. Yeah, let's make that a large photo. And that's a photo grid. And then I can save it. And then I can add alt text, so little descriptions of the text. That's used for image impaired people. So if they have trouble seeing what's there when they on their computers, when they hover over a photo, it gives them an explanation for it. So that's a photo grid. And yeah, sure, this is Adobe Spark. It's just been changed to Adobe Express. I am hoping to do one on Canva as well as an alternative. What can you do with Canva? Okay. Split layout gives you an option to put in an image. Once again, I'll just come and quickly upload something, and then image on one side and then a number of things on the other side, including text. Okay. We can do bits of text. We can do, let's take out most of that. Okay. We can add multiple things. I can add another button, or I can add a video. So let's take out that text. Delete and add a video. So video, we can do a video from Adobe Express. So if we've done a video in Adobe Express from YouTube or from Vimeo, we can't import a video from Facebook, and we can't upload a video. But here I've got a video from 2016. Can't believe that's nearly 10 years. Matua Ross from Kaitaia. And I'm going to copy the YouTube link, and I'm going to paste it in there and go save. Okay. Let's just put that there. So that's a split screen. And with a split screen, we can flick around what we want on either side. Okay. So I've used split screen in the past, or split layout, where I've done something on one side, something on the other. Let's put this Pahutakawa there. Okay. And add some text again. Oh, that's right. Copy. Text. Okay. So there's my content for now. Now, if you want to see what that looks like when, absolutely, Cheryl, I just did a session last Friday on this with my staff about how to use this to add an addition to your CV, or have an online CV. Online portfolios, really, really useful. I've had one of these as an addition to my CV for ages, since before I started working at the whānau, and I got so many job interviews or offers from it. But up the top, we have the option to preview, so we can see what it will look like as a website. That means that we don't see any of those pluses. This is what someone looking at our site will see. Okay, click here, okay, and it's going to take me to the link. Great. Here's my Ko-Fi sitting in line, my gallery, and I can click on these. I can scroll through the pictures. Okay. My inline stuff, my video.
In terms of whānau.
Okay. And there's my site for now. up in the top right is a little X to get out of preview. Or in some cases, I've used this as a way to do a presentation. So there's a present button. So if I just click here, present, now we're full screen. And it will work with presentation remotes and clickers. And so I'm just going through each part one at a time as if it was a presentation. Okay. And escape to get out of it. So you can use it as a presentation. I use this to do presentation to get entry into the Wānau Masters program back in 2018, I think. God, we're getting old, aren't we, Cheryl? Oh, just me. Right. Okay. Last thing I wanted to show you in terms of content is this thing called a glide show. And a glide show allows you to upload, once again, multiple photos, and it's a different way of showing those photos with other content. Kia ora, Shah, thanks for chickening in. So once again, I'm going to select photos that I've downloaded. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get that one too, because okay. And so these are the photos, and it's going to show them in full screen. It'll take a sec to upload everything. Okay. And it doesn't matter if the photos are kind of landscape or portrait. If they're portrait, they're going to squash them up, but that's okay. And let's save that. Okay, so this is the glide show. What we get is this kind of parallax effect where the photos, as I scroll, and I'm scrolling up at the moment because it started me at the bottom, but as I scroll, the photo starts coming forward and then fades into the next photo. Okay. Now, we'll have a look at this box in a sec, but before we do that, we notice that some of them, once again, aren't showing the right thing. So we can click here and we can drag to get the right focal point. Save. Let's come to this one. Click, focal point, drag, save. That one, I want a little bit of a different focal point. I'm just going to come that way. Save. And then once again, focal point, save. Okay. We can click and we can edit the photos. If we don't like the photos, we can move them around. We can take them out. So here, I'll move that down and change the order of photos. And then save. Now the order of photos has changed. So this is a really cool kind of look if you're trying to show a number of things, either for, once again, a visual diary where you want to show, say, your weaving or carving, or if you wanted to show in a portfolio your body of work. And then this box that we have, we can click and we can once again add more stuff. We can add photos, texts, buttons, GIFs, videos, and my stuff. So let's add some text. Okay, I'll put in some text. I'll add some more text. Standing together. And once again, I'll highlight that and I'll make it a heading. Okay. I can then grab this box and I can drag it left, right, oh, come on, or the middle. So that's staying in the middle. So that's staying in the middle. That I might drag it to the right. Then I'll add some more. I'm just going to add the same kind of text. Okay. Here, I'm going to add a button. With a link. Why is that? No, that should be fine. Profile. Center. Take off that HTTPS. I don't know why it's not lit that. HTTPS. I think there was a space at the front. There we go. Save. Okay. And once again, drag it to where you want. So that's a glide show. Really, really cool looking effect. And once again, if we go into present mode, glide shows are great for slides where you want to have some text, but your text you want to represent something. So not super fancy, but impactful and effective. Okay. So I've got my site, I've got my visual diary. What can I do now? I've got the option to download it as a PDF. Okay, this is great if you're a tauira and you want to download this from being a website, but have it as a PDF that you can upload for aromatawai to put into iakoranga. Okay, do that. Or you can share. So sharing is sharing as a website or inviting collaborators. So invite collaborators, you can invite some other Adobe users, and you can all work on the site at the same time. So if you've got a group thing, or if you have the visual kind of skills and the technology skills, but you have mum who's got the story skills and knows some of the story, you set it up and then you share it with mum and she just types in the story. Or we publish to web, and publish to web is actually where it actually creates it as a website. So title, credits, if you wanted to put your credit, author, if you wanted your name put there, okay, and allow others to remix. That means it's provided as a template for others. And finally, password protect. So if you want to password protect it, you can. So if it's something for whānau, then you can password protect it. And then we just create the link. And it's going to go through and actually create the web page part. Now this, here we go. And we can embed it, we can email it, stuff like that. Publish options just gives us back that. And I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to open up a guest window so I'm not logged into anything, and paste it in. And this is what my website will look like. I'll also paste this into the chat. Okay, there's my website. Cool, 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 but I still got this macron problem. So let's have a look at visual styles. Okay. So also up the top here, we've got themes. Now, with the free version, you get a number of different themes, and that's cool. Or we can create a new theme. I thought this was a premium only feature, but no, that looks cool. I'm just going to cancel, leave. The thing is, I really encourage people just to do this as the last step. Once again, because A, they'll see what changes happen to the whole thing, and B, you start with the theme, lots and lots of people just spend all their time doing the theme and never get onto anything else. So concentrate on the content and then come and do your theme. Now the theme's going to change the color, the font, and some of the styles like the buttons. So if we click on this theme. It's going to go through, it's going to change things. Here we go. We've still got a problem with the font. Okay, we're on Baldwin. Let's try Vintage. So not all these themes support macrons. This is better. It's still not perfect, okay, but it's better. So I don't get the option to choose what colors I want. It's going to do that for me. Okay. With the theme, but once again, that's fine. Concentrate on the story. And the theme's there just to help enhance what you've got. So this is a nice theme, but once again, the font's a little bit funny. Okay. So you can see it's changing the colors. It's changed the background. We'll go right up to the top. We've got this blue box now. And let's try one more theme. Let's try Wesley, which I think works nicely with macrons. Yeah, that's not too bad. I'll do Luca. Okay, I'm happy with that. It's still not perfect. Our vowels are still a little bit bigger, but I think it's passable. And once again, if you got some time and you can play around, you can create a new theme which allows you to choose your own fonts and colors. Yeah. So there's my theme, ready. If I come back to, this is the public one, this is the, I'm in the guest window, and I refresh it, nothing's changed. I've still got my old font, I've still got the old styles. So how do I get that? Okay. Anytime you edit your site, the public version of it will not change unless you come to share, okay? And it says, we noticed you some changes. You need to publish the changes, okay? And then you got the republish, okay? It's only then that those changes will get picked up and actually changed. So there we go. That's changed the options. Let's come back to the top and refresh again. And here the visual style's changed because we republished the changes. So that's Spark, or not Spark, that's Adobe Express. Let's kill that. And once again, it's saved all the time. I don't have to worry about saving. I can come to Adobe Express here. And if I scroll down, here's my recent files. That's the site that I've been working on. I can even come and duplicate it and start a slightly different one if I wanted. I can rename it and stuff like that. But to get to it, once again, come to the little plus, come to web page, and either choose a theme to start with, or just click on Browse Templates, and then you can either start from scratch or use one of these templates. Okay, now just to show you some things that other people have done. The Auckland Transport, obviously one of their new people that are working there got taught Adobe stuff. No, I want to block notifications. Okay, so this is the Auckland Transport's newsletter about the Māngere walking and cycling projects. Okay. And they use Adobe Express. So this is Adobe Express. So I'll chuck this in the chat as well, in case you want another example. And another example still, just something really simple that I did a number of years back when my mum first moved to Bluff. This isn't all of it, but this is some of it, but we took photos, and then I worked with my daughter. Page not found. Oh, sorry. Now I have to find it. Yeah, I worked with my daughter to actually make a web page showing our travels down. Yeah, I just shared the page, not the actual link. Oh, what? Okay, I can't share it, but I can do this. Bring this across here. So this was the page that we created, and then we could share it with our whānau. And because we were updating it as we went, okay, we shared it with my mum, and she could see where we were going and what we were up to. Okay. So lots and lots of uses for it. Birthday invites, all kinds of things like that. You can have a link to a form for people to RSVP. Let's come to here. Some of the other pages that I've done. Okay, this is the CV. This is my actual kind of addition to my CV, which I need to update. It's been a while. Okay. With feedback. So this is all glide show. Okay. So my pictures are supporting what I'm saying. Achievements. Okay. So all kinds of really cool uses for this, and it's really, really easy to do. So now I need to come back to that. So hopefully that was useful, whānau. Hopefully, yeah, Cheryl's had Adobe flashbacks. But yeah, really, really cool tool. Very, very easy to use and very easy to create something that looks good. Once again, because one of the things that I've liked about the Adobe suite, up until they started to become more like Canva, but their web pages have largely remained untouched, is that they didn't give too much control over the style. So you don't spend a lot of time trying to worry about how everything specifically looks. They make a lot of those decisions for you. Then you just have to work on the content. You just have to worry about the content, the story, okay? And let them worry about the style, and then you just go and choose a theme. So for me, that's actually a good thing, unless you're right into the style. And if you're into the style, then go for gold. But yeah, a lot of us spend a lot of our time playing with styles and don't actually achieve what we want to, or we get hoha because we can't get it to look exactly like we want. Whereas if we just worried about the content first, then the style kind of should support that. So all the style's there to do is to help enhance your story and help tell it. So that's us. Once again, next week, I will be live maybe once, maybe twice. It'll be kind of just impromptu. I'll jump in live. It's a good way just to do it without having for me to worry about editing videos. But if there's something to show of what I'm doing, then I'll do it live, or I'll record it and then publish it just quickly. The week after that, I'm not too sure. We're getting to the end of October from a point of view of the wānanga and how it rolls. November, I don't think there's a lot of reason doing many tutorials because people are just going to be hard out finishing their assignments and aromatawai. So we might be wrapping up in a few weeks' time. But once again, you never know when something might happen or when I'll post a video. I will be trying to keep posting videos when I've got something interesting to show. So thanks very much for joining us. Thank you everyone in the chat for chickening and contributing, and it really makes a difference knowing that there's some value in this. I am going to go and have a shower and then play some games until it's far too late and I need far too much coffee tomorrow to function. Have an awesome evening, have an awesome weekend with your whānau, and we will see you again very soon. Ka kite. Can't use my button, but I can still do outro video and sing like I need to, because I need to. Christmas inspirations, oh yeah. What about that?